Hi everyone, John Sinclair here. I'm going to take you through some self-myofascial release techniques using a foam roller here for your 7-minute morning. The one thing that we want to think of when we're buying a foam roller is try to think of buying one that has kind of a moderate amount of density to the foam. You don't want a really soft foam roller unless you're going to be using it to work on your spine. But really I prefer the Trigger Point foam roller. This is a really good brand. They got these little grids on it so you can kind of capture the tissues a little bit better. So let's get started. We're going to work first on the front of your thigh. So I'm going to show you a couple different techniques on that. You're going to take the foam roller, pin it down on the ground. You're going to put that about mid-thigh. And what we're going to do is we're going to start with just a little exploration by swinging the foot. So the foam roller isn't really moving here. What we're doing is we're just going to try and get a little bit of motion happening with the foam roller and then find a tender spot and then swing your leg around it. So that's the first strategy that we're going to do. So you can play on here as long as you'd like. I've got a little spot right there that I just want to kind of create some motion. I can even roll left to right across it. I can go up and down with it. And of course I can swing across it. So the goal of applying a different pressure and a different directionality to that pressure is just going to help massage that tissue, drive some really good fluid into it, make it feel a little bit better. Okay, so that's the first one. The second one we're going to do is we're going to go to the hamstring. And I like to do the same idea. Kind of get it in the muscle belly here, move it around, so I'm about mid-thigh. Move it around until I find a tender spot, and then I'm just going to do a quick little swing of the foot. So again, the foam roller is not really moving. I'm moving my leg on the foam roller, and then I can move a little bit closer to the knee, and then work my way down a little bit. Okay, and you can rotate. So here we're just kind of rotating back and forth across that hamstring. So you're getting to the border of where the adductor or inner thigh intersects with the back of the thigh. And same thing with the back of the hamstring on the outside, called the bicep femoris, and how it interacts with the outside of the IT band. Okay, so there'd be hamstring. If we go to the calf, same idea. We're going up and down, search, find a tender spot, and then once we're in there, I'm going to lock that one down, put a little bit of pressure and compression on it, and then rotate over. Get back on it, compress it, go back over. We could also do some active motion at the ankle here. So I pin that tender spot down, then I move my foot up and down. I can move my foot in and out. I can do a little circle with it. Just play around with what makes that massage feel really nice for you. And then I might just give it a little compressive pumping or flushing of the calf there. Okay, so working our way up the hip now. So we went quad, hamstring, calf. Let's change your orientation here, and we're going to do the outside of the thigh. Now when we go to the outside of the thigh, really the area that I'm kind of looking at is this border between the very lateral side of the leg and the front side of the leg. So I'm looking at that border there. So that's where we're going to start. So what's the best way to do this? Let's maybe go this way. So I'm on that border. You're going to see that my chest is kind of down towards the floor a little bit. I'm just going to search, find a tender spot, try those strategies. I'm going to start by swinging my leg. Find a new spot, swing my leg, go a little closer to the hip, swing the leg, still stay more onto the anterior side of the thigh. New spot, swing the leg. So if you put all your weight directly on the lateral side of the IT band, it's going to get pretty tender for you. The fascia has way more receptors in it than anywhere else in the body. So if you put a lot of pressure on that guy, it's going to bark at you. So stay a little bit more to the front and you're gonna find that that's a little bit more comfortable. Let's go to the glute, so the posterior side of the hip. We're gonna sit sideways on the foam roller. Bring your heel in a little closer to your body, and again, we just do that little search. See if you can find any tender spots. Once you're in there, what I like to do is I just kind of roll over it, rock myself back and forth, find that tender spot, give it a little roll, rock myself back and forth. Okay, and then working our way up a little bit higher, we're gonna go to the lateral side of the body. We're all still on the left side here. So I'm gonna put a little bit of pressure into the lower part of the lower back and the outside of the waist. I'm just gonna rock back and forth here. Okay, and the very last one I'm going to show you is for the latissimus dorsi. That's that big muscle right in here. We're going to go down, get it right on the meaty part of that muscle in the back, and you're just going to rock back and forth. So as I rotate up and my eyes go to the ceiling, turn your palm up. As I rotate down, come towards my chest, my palm's going to go down. This is going to be a nice little massage there for the big meatier parts of the muscle, and why we call this self, because you're doing all the work. Myo, meaning muscle. Fascia being the outer covering of the muscle. And then release, because we're changing some pressure in here, which is going to create circulation directly to this tissue, and it should shut down some of the muscles, tell them to shut off, and go back to their resting length. Okay, there's a 7-minute morning focusing on self-myofascial release. Now we only did one side, so you got to spend some time on the other side. I hope you found that useful and you enjoy that first thing in the morning.